What's going on, everyone? So yesterday, the Lakers got arguably their biggest win of the season. They ended up beating the Pelicans. Now, it's not the biggest win of the season in the sense of like it's a Milwaukee or this like superb team, but just the implications on both a lottery front, right? They own a pick swap, so you don't want to end up losing your pick. You want to be able to keep it. You also get that jump in win column, which is helping your cause to try to get into the playoffs and fight for the playoffs and actually lock up that playoff spot, but also gives you that tiebreaker against a team that is in the hunt that, could be getting Zion Williams right around the corner. Hopefully, ideally for them. And so if you end up finishing with the same record, well, guess what? You're in the more favorable spot. Also, the Lakers have a very easy schedule, one of the easiest the entire way, or rest of the way. So do the Pelicans. The Pelicans are right there. I believe they actually have an easier schedule than the Lakers going forward. And so having that extra, having those tiebreakers and those games ahead of them just puts you in just a very comfortable position to hopefully where you could start pulling away. But the Lakers have another very important game. They're coming off of a back-to-back, and you're not going to have Anthony Davis in this game. Anthony Davis was great and had a monster game against the Pelicans. It's sole team. He was coming off of a rough game offensively the game before, which, to be fair, a bad game for AD still resulted in 17 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals, or whatever it was, right? So, it's still a really good game, but we needed a 30 and 15 game from AD against the Knicks. We didn't get it, but he gave that to us against the Pelicans, which was an even more important, more significant game. And now the Lakers are looking good. They're sitting in 10th, right? But they are like a game and a half out of 5th, 2 games out of 5th. And that is huge. You start rattling off these wins again. You get this Rockets win that puts you up in the win column, but more than anything, you're at 500, right? You'd be 35-35 for the first time since last year when we were 24-24. Now, I've talked about us getting to 500 before, and the Lakers ended up blowing it, right, against the Knicks. But this is a game that hopefully you kind of get that feeling of like, okay, this is going to be the one, right? You're playing the Houston Rockets. I do have concerns that they're small. Or the Lakers, the Lakers are really small. But this is a game that I still believe we can win. We get to 500. We're going to get to 500 eventually. We're playing too good of basketball right now. We have too easy of a schedule. And sooner or later, LeBron's going to come back, very likely for that last, 7 games. And we're, basically a game out of 500. We'll bare minimum finish the season at 500, which even that in and of itself, going from 2-10 a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, going 500 wasn't even a thought, right? There was a genuine argument of hey, the Lakers might not even make the play-in, and they might be a sub 500 team. Well, now look, this team, you look at it and you're like, oh man, this team probably could be 4 or 5 games over 500 at the rate that their schedule is. So that's something that I think is good, in a good position for the Lakers. But the Houston Rockets, they're coming off of a big win. They just beat the Boston Celtics. Hopefully that was kind of their one big hoorah before, the end of the season. Because, everyone played Tatum, Brown. So Houston just had a really good game and showed up, got the job done. And so the hope is hey, okay, the Rockets, look, they're a tanking team. They're one of the best in the league at tanking. They're not trying to really win games. They're just young, trying to develop guys. They're not good defensively. So we should be able to put up a bunch of points against them. And, this is a real opportunity. This is a great opportunity. And if you can win without Anthony Davis and LeBron James, that's huge. Problem is, and the big concern I have, is just the lack of size, right? No Anthony Davis. Okay, but no Mo Bamba. It's okay, well now then who's our center, right? So who's manning that center position now? Well, you have winning Gabriel. Okay, well then who's after that? Now you're talking Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt. You're going to be pretty small. And Houston has some pretty solid centers, right? So that could be an issue. Like, last thing you want is this young, athletic, running team to just be getting a layup drill the entire game. And they're just, layup after layup after layup because we have no size, we have no defense down low. We'll likely score, but if it's just basically a layup drill, whoever gets layups the quickest, that could be a bit of an issue, especially when you're on the road. So it's my point is that this is a game that we should win. I believe we will win, but it is a game that definitely has a lot of concerns with, right? I do think guys will continue to step up. I think guys will continue to play great. I mean, we've seen Dennis Schroeder have some of his best games as a Laker have been when Anthony Davis and LeBron James is out, right? He's giving you 30 those nights. D'Lo was a guy that's averaging 20 a game for the Lakers right now, right? Just gave us 33 the other night. He had a bad shooting night last night and still gave us 17 points, right? So, like, even if he just has an okay shooting night, he'll probably give us, 25. So he's a guy that should be able to carry. I'm not worried about scoring against Houston. We should be able to score plenty of points. We should be able to score enough points to win that game. Hopefully Beasley's hot hand bleeds over into that Houston Rockets game. That would be huge for the Lakers, right? But my concern is, yes, we get 120 points. If you give up 125, you're still not winning the game. So are we going to be able to get the stops that we need to get, especially down the stretch? I'm totally on board that the Lakers are going to be able to get the scoring, right? But you're going to need the size. We're going to need to team rebound like we have never team rebound before. Everybody needs to be going after those boards. I wouldn't even mind if we run some sets with some size. Go like Troy Brown, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, winning Gabriel, and like maybe an Austin Reeves or D'Angelo Russell, right? Have some good size, some good length, to where, Troy Brown is a solid rebounder. D'Lo has been good rebounding the ball this season for us. You got now Rui, Vanderbilt, and winning Gabriel. You got three sizable guys, all with, a 7-foot wingspan, right? So now you team rebound. I wouldn't mind seeing those stretches. Now, obviously, the concern is the lack of shooting and just scoring, period. You're putting a lot of pressure on D'Angelo Russell to get guys involved and Rui Hachimura to knock down shots. But I think you can get away with that. I really do. Like, I think you'll be okay with that against a lackluster Houston Rocket defense, a defense that really isn't much of a concern. But again, we're going to need guys to really step up. We're going to have to guard the perimeter really well because you can't be giving up layup drills and then on top of giving up layup drills, giving guys easy looks. Or does Darvin Ham look at it and go, okay, well, let's play, do we play a lot of zone? Because Houston could shoot the ball. They love to take and throw up shots. They start getting hot. That could be a problem. I don't mind starting out at zone because, again, you are small and they are a young team, so they might not attack the zone the way that you need them to. So maybe you do start zone and see if they're hot to kind of just try to keep their numbers in the paint as low as possible and kind of play that group defense, that swarming defense, and kind of make guys make shots. But if Houston starts knocking down shots, it could be a bit of a problem. But I'm very confident still in this team. I know I've been highlighting a lot of like the things that are issues, but because they are issues, if we're going to talk about it, we got to talk about the pros and the cons. We got to talk about, the entire package. Can't just be like, oh, well, the Lakers are just going to run through Houston. I very well could, like if we play like we did yesterday, yeah, we'll beat Houston probably by 20. If we shoot and play the way that we did, even without Anthony Davis, we probably win this game by 20. But is Beasley gonna still be able to? Is he gonna be able to go, and knock down 5 to 7 threes? Is D'Lo gonna be able to pick it up and be more efficient? Again, I do expect Dennis Schroeder to have a better game. Austin Reeves, we already know Austin Reeves can step up. Like, if guys play the way that they were playing yesterday, where we ended up going up 40 against the Pelicans, we'll be able to beat the Houston Rockets. That should be smooth sailing. Problem is, if we start struggling with our shots, we don't have that Anthony Davis that we can just kind of dump the ball down to and let him go to work, right? We don't have Anthony Davis to just like, okay, hey, we're on a scoring drought. The shot isn't falling. They're really keeping us out of the paint, making us shoot. And let's attack the zone or attack the defense, feed Anthony Davis and let Anthony Davis just go get us a bucket, right? We're not going to have that. Winning Gabriel is not Anthony Davis. Rui, I expect a lot of Rui. This is going to be a big Rui game. It's a big opportunity for Rui. That might even be a video for later, but the game starts at 5, so we'll see. But anyway, as always, is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think about the Lakers? What do you think about today's game? Do you think the Lakers get to 500? Do you think they don't? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.